Assalamu alaikum class metric. How are you? I know that you all are in a joyful state. Class metric, today we are going to study our chapter number 5, a visit. So all of you take out your books and come to page number 15. Now class, I am going to read this chapter and meanwhile I'll also tell you the meanings of some difficult words. A visit. Class, visit is usually used as a verb and it means to go somewhere. But here it is used as a noun and it means an excursion. Now class, what's an excursion? So class, excursion means a short journey or deviation from a regular activity. Short journey or deviation from a regular activity. Mr. Ahmed's class had been planning a picnic for some time. The headmaster had allowed them a day's outing and they were to go by the school bus. They were naturally very excited. Mr. Ahmed arranged a visit to a farm with Mr. Hassan, the manager of the model agricultural farm. Class, what is a model agricultural farm? Model agriculture farm is also known as demonstration farm and it is primarily used to research on various agricultural techniques and students go there to get demonstration on several agricultural techniques. It is also known as demonstration farm. And you know class, farm is where farming is done. Class, here primarily means its first purpose is this. It was a pleasant day in April when Mr. Ahmed and his class reached the model farm. Class, here we have an adjective pleasant which means nice. Mr. Hassan received them at the gate and showed them around. The boys had no idea that an agriculture farm could be so large and interesting. It was the wheat harvesting season. The party saw a huge machine called the combine working in the vast wheat fields. Class, vast means huge or very big. It cut the crop and tied it into sheaves. Class, sheaf means to tie something into sheaf and sheaf means bundle. The plural of sheaf is sheaves. Which is used in your book. With one sweep, it seemed to eat up a large area of the golden crop which came out tied into a bundle at the other end. The wheat then went into thresher which separated the grain from the chaff. Class, chaff is the dry outer covering of a grain. Or you can say that the husk of grain. The dry outer From one end of the machine fell a golden rain of sweet-smelling wheat, while chaff flew out at the other. The students watched the working of the machine with keen interest. Mr. Hassan said the whole process of plowing, seeding, harvesting, and threshing the corn is done with machines on our farm. Class, here we have four verbs: plowing, seeding, harvesting, and threshing, which is related to the farming. And I am going to tell you the meaning of these verbs. Class, plowing means to turn up the earth with plow. And it is done before seeding. And here class, plow is a device that is pulled through the ground in order to plow the land. And then we have seeding, that means sow land with seeds. And then we have threshing, that means separate grain from chaff. And you know what chaff is? Plus we have another verb, that is harvesting, and it means the gathering of ripened crops. One man working with this machine can do as much work as 100 men working without it. Bilal, one of the students: Sir, do you get bigger crops in this way? Mr. Hassan: Oh, much bigger. While an average farm produces 15 to 20 quintals of wheat for every hectare, we produce as much as 60 to 70 quintals. Class, quintal is equal to 100 kilogram. 1 quintal is equal to 100 kilogram. Make sure to write down all these meanings into your book, class. And 1 hectare is equal to 1000 square meters. When we measure the area, we use square with the SI unit of length. Bilal, this is wonderful, but surely machines do not make the grain. Mr. Hassan, laughing: No, certainly not. And certainly means, you know that, definitely. And we usually use certainly to put emphasis on what we are going to say. What in fact happened is the machine called tractors plow deeper, then they prepare the land for sowing much faster. Plus, sowing is a verb which means seed planting. The sowing machine sows the seed very fast and no seed goes waste. We also select the best seed, then we use chemical fertilizers to enrich the soil. We get a lot of canal water, but we also irrigate our fields with our own tube well, which can supply water all the year round. Class, tube well is an artificial source of water, and it is made by thrusting a very large iron pipe in the land, and where it gets access to the land water, and at the upper part of this iron pipe, a suction pump is placed, and which force the water to come out from that iron pipe. It is like that. You see it anywhere? And usually there is a reservoir beside this, in which the water which comes from this tube well is collected, and from this reservoirs there are some drainages which goes directly into the fields or where you want to use that water, and they are generally the water from the tube well is used for irrigation, is used for irrigating the crops. Finally, we spray insecticides on our crops to kill germs and harmful insects. Class, insecticides means substance used to kill insects. So our farm produces 3 to 4 times as much wheat per hectare as an ordinary farm does. Sarosh, another student, do you grow only wheat? Mr. Hassan, no, we grow wheat, maize, cotton, sugarcane and gram. Class, maize means in Urdu makai, wheat means gandum, cotton means kapas, sugarcane means ganna and gram means chane. Moreover, we grow vegetables, and we also have a large orchard where we grow mangoes and oranges. Class, orchard means a piece of land planted with fruit trees. Where we grow mangoes and oranges. The party was then taken to the vegetable farm, and the visitors were surprised to see growing there such vegetables as were out of season. Mr. Hassan explained that by using chemical fertilizers with plentiful supply of water and with the help of machinery, they could grow finer and better vegetables in all seasons and in larger quantities. He offered the boys fresh tomatoes and cucumbers. They were washed in running water, and boys ate them with great delight. It was afternoon by now, and Mr. Hassan gave the boys a delicious lunch prepared mainly from the farm's own produce. Class, here we have an adjective delicious which describes the food. Class, we have also some other adjectives that can describe the food. We mostly use yummy and tasty, but there are also some adjectives which describe the food. So if you learn these, it will your vocabulary will be increased, and that are, I am going to write, used to describe tasty food, delectable, it means very tasty, and it can be used both for the drink and the food. Scrumptious, it also means very tasty. Palatable, it also means very good taste. Later, the student visited the mango orchard and were delighted to see green fruit hanging from the branches in large number. The trunk of the trees had been whitewashed with lime, and the ground below was neat and clean. Here, whitewashed means that they apply lime on the trunk of the trees, so they were looking white. The color of that trunks were white. So they used the word here whitewashed. They did not see any weeds or wild grasses around. Class, weeds mean unwanted plants which grow widely. Mr. Hassan told them that it was necessary to protect them from pests and diseases which destroy the plants as well as the fruit. Class, pest means any destructive insect. And to kill these pests, we use pesticides, which is used to kill that pest. Which causes harm. Mr. Hassan also told the visitors that the farm had been doing so well that they had decided to add a dairy to it. Their finest cows and buffaloes would be kept. He surprised the visitors by telling them that the farm would use an electrical milker to milk the animals. Modern machinery would make cream and butter and preserve the milk. He promised to invite Mr. Ahmed and his class when the dairy started working. Mr. Ahmed thanked him. The boys were really happy with their visit and cheered loudly when they left the farm. While coming back, they talked about their visit to the farm. Bilal said, "We need to establish many such farms throughout the country." Mr. Ahmed agreed with him and said, "I think you are right. In this way, we would be able to meet the needs of ever-growing population of our country." Meet the needs means to satisfy a need.